going on here?
This time on Heavy Rescue 401.
This will be hell of a pull.
A swampy wreck
First recovery, and I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie.
gives a rookie his shot.
Hey, both equal.
These roads are frickin' ice.
Gary and Colin
Watch yourself.
run into trouble.
Get out of that lane now.
Wow, look at this.
And a tanker spill
My nerves are a little on edge.
puts the weight on Mitch.
Smooth sailing out there so far. If you're planning on heading out this morning, no major issues.
Morning traffic is flowing smoothly through the busiest stretch of the 401.
Lovely day in the neighborhood. Yep, no doubt.
But on this highway, any problem can snowball in minutes.
It's a morning rush hour, it's a weekday, and everyone who's trying to get to the office gives themselves just enough time.
And just east of the city,
Anyone know why the traffic's slow?
What's going on here?
the commute
There's a tanker truck up on the center median. His tank's sitting right on the wall in the middle, eh?
just turned ugly.
Dealing with a ruptured tanker. I'm trying to keep the air clear because we don't know what this truck's hauling.
Hold down, left down, fix it, okay?
Tango 007.
OPP Sergeant Carrie Schmidt
Tango 007, go ahead.
401 Fixing Road. I'm heading there now.
heads for a rollover, blocking all Toronto-bound traffic,
It's barely moving.
plus all but one lane in the other direction.
There's only one lane getting by here on the eastbound side.
Wow, look at this. The truck is right on its side. I can't believe it. It's hanging right over the concrete wall there. This is a mess. Look at that.
Unbelievable.
On North America's busiest highway, closure is not an option.
The rollover sitting up on the guardrail. It's gonna be all day cleaning up that tank. Oh, he parked that pretty good.
This is a disaster. It doesn't get any worse than this. I see this transport truck rolled over up on this concrete wall, and I see all this fluid that's been pouring out of the tanker truck.
This is going to take a little bit of time to get this cleaned up.
Driver of the truck taken to hospital?
Yeah. Not life-threatening.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Good news for the driver, but still a huge mess to clear.
We're on our way.
Just to the east,
We've been in touch with the OPP and the team on scene. The wall of the tanker has been breached, and there is fluid leaking onto the roadway.
Bill Wright of B&G Towing answers the call.
Holy, it's right up on top of the wall. Anything could go wrong working with hazardous materials like this. It's dangerous for everybody. That's not a good deal.
The loaded tanker lost control, skidded and crashed down on the barrier, spewing its hazardous cargo. That cargo, a toxic petroleum byproduct, is Bill's first concern.
Before starting the recovery, we will have to deal with the fluid that's still left inside the tanker.
Can you figure out how much is in there, how much you've lost?
The trail on the shoulder, it's not a significant amount compared to the amount of the load.
Okay.
Load's 45,000 liters.
We suspect that the tank is still going to be more than 3/4 full. We're gonna tap a hole in the top, we'll dip it, we'll get an actual volume, and then we'll come up with a program on how to drain it out.
Bill's lead rotator op has just arrived on scene.
Wow.
His 21-year-old son, Mitch.
That's wild, isn't it?
One of the youngest rotator ops in North America, Mitch has never been on a scene like this.
It's a big piece of equipment on its side. It's got a big spill of this yellow hazmat material, so that's definitely a lot to take in at once.
A complex job for any operator. And Mitch is still learning under his dad's mentorship.
I'm gonna get a mask put on. That's gross. This stuff's nasty, eh?
Today,
You can almost like taste that.
there's no room for error.
Anytime you get a hazmat job, it's always a fear. It's dangerous. So we're totally relying on the information that we're receiving from the fire department.
For the guys that are working on that truck, anything that comes in contact with your skin, ingestion, if it's toxic, in the event that you get completely contaminated, we'll do a bit of a decontamination of you guys.
We have to drill the tank and tap it so that they can pump it off. So we're gonna have to be right up on top of the tank.
It's snowing like crazy, guys.
190 miles southwest.
I wish I would have known it was this bad.
Squalls are hammering Highway 402. So Gary and Colin Vandenheuvel are heading to work.
My dad is right behind us in the rotator, but I might be able to get this job done by myself.
That job is a double propane tanker stuck in the ditch on the 402.
It's going to be a bit of a pain because it's a set of B trains, so it's not like a standard straight trailer. Colin's really coming along into the 50-ton. Once we get out there, we'll see what we have. Might just let Colin take the reins and go ahead and pull this one out. Good learning experience for him.
But the conditions will add extra risk.
These roads are frickin' ice. Nobody seems to slow down any, traveling like it's a sunny day. I can see our truck and trailer down there, tractor hanging out, trains down in the ditch. Good little job for me. Colin should be able to pull this up quick and get this guy moving because we're in the live lanes here. All right, buddy, get her in there, get going. Pretty sketchy, got to get in and around on it.
But Colin stopped short, right in the path of traffic.
Keep moving.
Watch yourself, Cole. Get out of that lane now.
Colin's parked in a live lane, really in a bad spot.
Colin, get in front of him. Drive forward, Cole.
It's dangerous to be out there. There's that possibility of getting hit out there. I thought I was on the shoulder, and I'm sitting in a live lane. I'm a sitting duck.
Lanes are very hard to see. Can't even see the line. I can see right here where the line is. Okay, Cole, let's make this happen. If you grab the front end, we'll see what happens with that train.
I need him to focus on the task at hand, get this job done. We need to get out of here.
Slow down. They're getting close, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Your head's on a swivel out here. You just got to watch everything that's going on.
Definitely feeling the pressure. I want to get this thing out of here and quick. We've got our pylons out. We still have traffic coming in on us. And one mistake by one of them, and it's all over for us.
Okay, Cole, I need your help. Okay, let's get him out of there. Okay, go ahead. He's ready to go. Come on, baby. Just like that. Is it up far enough? Yeah, see if he can drive forward on his own. Just try right now. Do you want to try driving forward just to here? Perfect. Disconnect, drive forward, go. Yeah. Good, quick little job, but he's still learning. Ready to go? Ready to go. All right. See Colin stop in that lane. It's just, it's a mistake. You just can't afford to make those mistakes. Anything can happen out there.
Two lanes closed eastbound.
Back on the 401 in Whitby.
Westbound lanes are completely closed.
It's time for Mitch to get a look inside the tanker.
Is Russ and yourself, we'll dress you in the hazmat suits. Yeah. You gotta go up on the tank. You gotta cut the tank, open the tank, and then feed in a 3-inch line. We're gonna pump it into this unit here.
This is one of the most hazardous jobs we've worked on as far as a chemical situation goes. If you get too much of it in your system, it could cause death.
But as Mitch gets ready,
taking pictures.
There's a different kind of hazard on the eastbound side of the highway.
We got problems here right now. Everyone's got their cell phones up in their arms. They're looking over. They're taking pictures. That is a hazard. That is dangerous. You're going to cause another crash.
This guy stopped taking pictures.
Come on! Come on! Get moving!
On the 401 east of Toronto, just a single lane is moving. But some drivers refuse to keep going.
This guy stopped taking pictures.
Risking a chain reaction crash.
Come on! Come on! Get moving! Get moving!
Putting their vehicle in park in a live lane of traffic so they can take a couple of glamour shots for themselves. You can watch it on the news. Let's get moving.
If people are looking over at the collision scene, they're not looking in front of them. If someone slows down in front of them, very easy, we could have another secondary crash.
The hazmat crew is already at work on the cleanup.
Due to temperature change with this product as it came out, it's hardening up. It's almost turning into like a block of cheese on the ground. It's very, very messy. It's very hard to deal with. Pull your boot off or your left or on.
The first step, Mitch and 50-ton operator Russ will need to climb up and drill a hole into the tank.
All right. Putting on the hazmat suit, everything feels a hell of a lot more real. And it starts to get a little bit scary.
You guys drilling?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna pull a line. Yep. If you get covered in the product, we'll decon you. So we've got a line, we can rinse you off.
You been in the yellow stuff yet?
Haven't touched it.
Your biggest concern is gonna be falling, slippery up there, and ingesting it.
Wearing a hazmat suit, it's cumbersome clothing, so climbing the ladder, positioning yourself on the tank, makes it more susceptible to an accident.
Whenever you guys are ready.
That's good. As long as the bottom doesn't tip it. Yeah, that's not as slippery.
I'm not feeling very good about this. It's a skating rink up there. We have chemicals surrounding us everywhere. We got masks on. We're constricted with our suits. It's a recipe for disaster.
Meet you at the Wyoming truck stop.
Just east of Sarnia.
Okay.
The morning's first job is still weighing on Gary.
You just can't stop in a live lane like that. You just can't have that. I'm not sure he even knows the severity of what he did there. It's the little things like that that can turn into something really bad.
He's got to learn by his mistakes. We talk about it, and hopefully he gets better and better at what he does.
I thought that I was a little bit further over. Yeah, well, you scared the hell out of me on that. Anytime you come up onto a scene like that, get off the road, get in front of the truck, go back, assess what you need. Yep, don't put yourself in that position. It makes me nervous when you're sitting out there. Yeah, that's for sure.
Colin made a mistake on that last job.
Head up, Fisher, and go to that tanker.
But there's no better way to learn than actually getting out and doing it by yourself.
I'm heading out.
With storm casualties up and down the highway, Gary needs Colin to take on a heavy job on Highway 21, just northeast of Sarnia.
There's a fully loaded fuel tanker and a pop in the ditch. So this is gonna be a good solo recovery for me. I gotta put my truck to the test. I should put there. Holy crap. It could be pushing around 80 to 100,000 pounds. I want to pull this thing backwards a few feet and then re-rig to the truck, because when I hook onto the front, the OPP are going to have to shut the highway right down. I want to try to grab up here and see if we can get it pulled backwards that way.
From his position, this rigging point gives Colin the best angle.
It's all a learning experience for him. He doesn't need me standing over his shoulder on every one of these jobs.
But pulling 100,000 pounds of weight.
She's loaded, you can tell.
Might be more than Colin can handle on his own.
If I can't get this thing to budge with one truck, I'm gonna have to tell my dad. Come on. I really don't want to do that. I knew it was gonna be a bit of a battle. I didn't expect it to be this bad, though. Best thing to do here is just to keep trying. I can see my marks there. I've slid back about 7 feet. You don't want to get too far over with your own truck, and then you're in the ditch along with the casualty. I got traction now. The spade's dropped off the road, and it's actually digging into the shoulder. Now that I've got this thing pulled back, the OPP are going to close down the road for us, so that way we can get right across the road.
Traffic is already backing up. He needs to work fast.
Got to get this thing up and out of here quick. She's out now. She's on the road.
I'm seeing Colin develop his skills. He's taking on these challenges, and it's really neat to watch him develop as a really quality operator.
All right, done here. Pretty impressive.
When my dad says that I'm doing a good job, that's definitely a pretty cool feeling.
Heavy crews are on scene for this tanker rollover on the westbound 401. OPP advising avoid the area altogether.
Back on the 401.
Just watch your eyes for a minute. Yeah, go.
Mitch and Russ have almost punched through the hazmat tanker.
We'll go through a very thin layer of metal, through some insulation, and then that's where we get into the bone structure of the trailer. And that part's very, very thick, and it takes a long time to cut through.
Once they get through, the crew can assess how much material is left inside and start pumping out the toxic load.
My nerves are through the roof right now. It's slippery, we have chemicals surrounding us everywhere. We're constricted with our suits. A lot could go wrong.
Flashlight.
Flashlight? You got the 4-inch hole drilled?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Just get a feel for how far down it is. What do you got?
When I'm looking at the hole, I can see the hatch.
It's less than half. They can see the main hatch. They're gonna open the main hatch now.
We've seen that the product level was actually below the main hatch on this tanker, which makes life a lot easier for us. We can pump the rest of that product from that open hatch.
Is it still liquid?
Yeah. Are you ready to start pumping?
Yeah, we're pumping.
It'll be a faster offload than the crew expected.
Unbelievable.
But the backup is growing.
It's the main route in and out of the city, and we've got a totally closed highway on the westbound side. Eastbound is reduced, and the pressure is on for us to get this road opened up.
And the hard part of the job is still ahead.
So I want you to set the rotator up, lane 3. You're gonna throw a strap over the top and down around, and you're gonna pick it right up in the air.
Yeah.
Roll it in the air. We'll put Russ on the front to end roll it. You agree with that?
Yeah.
With a rotator rigged on the back of the tanker and the 50-ton hooked under the front, Russ will pull over the tractor as Mitch rolls his end in midair.
So the trailer's emptied?
Trailer's empty.
Shouldn't take too long?
Nope.
Good, so it's gonna snap over pretty quick, or are you gonna be a gentle
No, it should be pretty controlled. Mitch is starting to get pretty good with the control.
But Mitch is worried about the tanker's position, leaning on the barrier, and where it might swing when he starts to roll.
This is definitely going to be a difficult one. I've never actually picked up the ass end of a trailer and rolled it in the air as the truck end was still on the ground.
Boom down to the middle, get yourself centered up.
Oh, the sun hurt my eyes. Want me to start?
Pick it up.
A little nervous about that.
You're okay.
I'm really worried it could potentially go into that live lane of traffic.
Russ?
Yep.
Want to bring the head around?
Hey! Hey, whoa! Just me right now?
Pick her up.
Just me?
No, we're gonna spike.
Let me get in the air before you do anything. See? My heart's beating through my chest, knees are shaking, the nerves are through the roof.
You can't start twisting until he pulls it down.
I know. Okay.
You got it?
I'm off the wall. Hold off for a sec. Don't move. Can you come here for a second? I'm trying to talk to you and you keep walking away from me. I don't like the half in the air, half not. Because the second that starts to go, this is gonna take off.
No, it's not you going it, not him.
Well, I've never done half on the ground rolling and half. I've done full in the air roll and full on the ground roll. I haven't done the half and half. So
You own it.
I'm just, my nerves are a little on edge, that's all. And I'm not 100% sure how the truck's gonna react when the tractor comes over. And if this trailer decides that it's gonna swing out, that's into the eastbound lanes of traffic. So that's gonna come, and you think this is gonna stay where it is?
Might swing a little bit, but that's it.
I think it's gonna more than a little bit.
Well, you're gonna know in about 3 seconds. Pull on your front, Russ. Okay, pull on your back a bit. Keep coming.
I'm right on the teeter now.
Bring the tractor. Let it go, nice and easy, nice and easy.
Oh, 401.
On the 401 in Whitby,
Heavy tows on scene.
it's up to 21-year-old Mitch Wright to wrangle the back of the tanker onto its wheels.
Do you want to stand here?
A move he's never attempted from this position.
So that's gonna come, and you think this is gonna stay where it is?
Might swing a little bit, but that's it.
I think it's gonna more than a little bit. My nerves are through the roof. When it starts to roll over, I don't want it to go into that live lane of traffic. I don't know how it's gonna react.
You're gonna know in about 3 seconds. Bring the tractor. Let it go, nice and easy.
Yeah, okay, thank God.
Beautiful.
Now, Mitch must swing and set the tanker down, steering clear of eastbound traffic.
Boomer in and set it down right behind you. It's all good. Tighten up the other side. I'll walk around, give you an eye, son. Bring her into you and set her down, buddy.
We gonna have enough room to clear?
You gotta be right tight. Get her down. I need this much. Bring her in.
I got like an inch.
Not gonna go?
No.
Get Russ to roll it ahead.
So Russ, I need this much to drop it.
Yeah.
Well, miscalculated by that much.
We have to release the brakes on the truck and allow it to roll ahead a couple of inches just to create the inch we need to get the trailer on the ground.
Hold. Clear. You're inside the wall.
Inside?
Yep. Can you set it down right there?
Feels like 9,000 pounds came off of my shoulders. This one definitely had me super worried.
Felt that one a little.
It's the first time my heart beat that fast, that's for sure. I'm glad we did that because, you know, now for the future, I'm not going to have that nerve when the tractor comes over.
Let's unrig this.
I'll get this done.
That was tight, wasn't it?
2 inches.
Great job, man. Really well done.
Appreciate that.
Clean up the rest of the mess, and then we'll get this highway opened.
Absolutely.
All right. Good job. There was really no margin for error, and the guys did it perfectly.
You did a good job, bro. All right, let's get it out of here. Let's go.
Definitely the most intense recovery that I've done so far. Put me on edge, and I think at my point in my career, I need as much of that as I can to kind of push me to keep going to the next step.
Just before midnight in Toronto.
Roads are clear. It's a good night.
Abrams Towing lead operator John Allen is on the road. But he's not en route to a wreck.
Done boats and tanks, a few armored personnel carriers.
Tonight, he's heading to catch a plane.
Doing airplane move, escorting the Avro Arrow, the life-size model of the original, from Pearson Airport to Edenvale Airport. We're gonna begin this thing put in a museum up there for display. So there it is. This thing is huge.
Developed in the 50s, Canada's Avro CF-105 Arrow fighter jet was one of the most advanced aircraft of its time, reaching almost 3 times the speed of sound. But when the government canceled the Arrow program, all planes and engines were ordered to be scrapped. Today, there are just 2 full-scale replicas.
It's gonna be quite the trip tonight. It's way more massive than I ever thought it was gonna be.
And one replica...
Here's where the action starts, guys.
...is going to a new home.
How many years of experience among us? Hundreds.
John's main job will be to unload the model at the other end. He'll be working alongside a crew of heavy transport experts.
Everybody has a responsibility here to ensure that this thing goes off without a hitch. If there's something you see that you're worried about, the universal call is stop, stop, stop. Okay, let's have a safe trip.
All right.
Thank you.
So it's go time.
It's rolling, boys. All right, we're pulling out now. You're looking good here, Steve.
The Edenvale Aerodrome is 60 miles north, but the convoy will travel at a crawl, taking 6 full hours.
It's a pretty big ordeal, you know, moving an airplane through the city streets.
Steady.
28 feet wide, so we're taking up almost 3 lanes here.
And the road only narrows as they weave northward. So John will keep a careful eye on the load ahead.
Just in case there's an issue, mainly needed for the morning for the offload. They figure they might need a wrecker.
Easy, Steve, easy. Be careful with the sign up there. Oh, it's gonna be tight through here. Got a couple feet on the right-hand side if you got a swinger up. Yeah, got clouds.
We're talking inches of clearance.
Oh, you're close. Okay, just easy. You're clearing the fine.
The only thing we can do here is just go slow. We got spotters on the left side, we got spotters on the right side.
Okay, Steve, keep her like that. You're gonna clear that fine.
But early into the journey, one spotter
Stop.
sounds the alarm.
There's something going on with the wings. Something don't look right.
Hold it. Okay, what are we doing?
I don't think this is good.
That third wind picked up, Nate. Come over that last hill.
On Airport Road north of Toronto, John Allen's Avro Arrow convoy is grounded.
The ailerons, which is the flaps on the back of the wings, they flipped over the wings.
I was watching them go up and down, and all of a sudden, all I felt was kaboom. I was like, okay, did I hit something?
The model's folded wings have been bouncing and flapping in the wind, risking damage to the structure.
Is there a way to hook a strap there, bring it around, go down to the I-beam, ratchet it a bit?
I have an eyelet right here.
We ran some straps down, tied them down nice and secure. That'll work just the same.
Right here?
Yeah, that's good. That should stop it from bouncing over for sure.
Okay, let's get the show back on the road.
Now they need to make up for lost time.
Okay, Steve, you can bring it back to the right.
We're running out of time here. We gotta get this thing moving. Hopefully we don't run into any more problems, and our next stop will be at its new home.
The next morning,
Ready to rock and roll?
300 miles away in Cornwall,
Let's go have some fun.
Andrew Vink and crew are heading west towards a county road near Kentville.
Responding to a milk tanker that went through a curb, plowed through some trees.
Zach, can you hear me?
Yeah. We got a new team this year. We've got Zach, which is new to the towing industry, and we got Bill that switched over from light duty to heavy.
I hope you brought your big boots, because this might be a wet one.
This is what I signed up for big time. It's a big adrenaline rush.
This is going to be Zach's first heavy wreck. I'm looking forward to seeing what this gets made of.
Today, 21-year-old Zach is behind the wheel of Herb's 50-ton rotator. It will be his first recovery at the controls.
A little stressed because I am the rookie. A lot of weight on my shoulders.
In this line of work, you got to take the chance you have with these wrecks to train your staff with them.
So what's your plan?
So I'll do a walk around. Okay. I'll be able to give you an ETA of how long we'll need the road closed.
Okay.
Must have been a hell of a ride. This driver lost control due to icy conditions and just plowed right through trees.
He made it out okay, but his truck is stuck in a bad spot.
He's in a swampy situation, so it'll be a hell of a pull.
And even worse as the temperature drops.
Every axle of this truck is either in water or completely submerged underwater. The temperature was forecast to go well below zero, so my concern is, am I able to get this tractor and trailer out before this thing sets in there like a rock? So this is a race against time to get it out of there. We're gonna be winching this thing out the same way it came in. Once she clears those trees, up she comes.
I'm new at this, so I get a little overwhelmed. But now I just gotta take a deep breaths and just get the job done properly.
You need 3 shackles.
Yeah, okay.
I've seen a lot of people come and go in this industry. Zach has a little something special to him. You know, he's a go-getter.
I wonder if I can get in better here.
Well, I'm small, Bill. I'm sure I can fit in here.
Okay.
Zach comes from a transportation background. Now, his father was a trucker.
With my dad doing this stuff and being killed in an accident, it hits home. When I was 8 years old, my dad was driving through a big snowstorm. He went down a ravine and He passed away. It was extremely rough losing him. My dad was my best friend. I spent more time in the truck than I did at home. Anywhere he'd go, I'd go. I was a shadow.
He went through a loss where he relates to these wrecks in different ways than anybody in this team would.
Just swing it over and hold it. Or do that. Whoa!
Bill kind of took him under his wing.
Andrew, is this to your satisfaction?
Yeah, it's good.
There's this kind of father-son relationship going on here. It's neat to see.
He's got a lot of potential. Doing really well. He's actually absorbing what we're teaching.
And there's no better test than an actual recovery.
There we go. Good.
Before they start, the 8,000-gallon cargo needs to be pumped out.
The milk had to be emptied out into another trailer because there was no way we're pulling that out fully loaded.
Just want to eliminate weight. Weight equals resistance, and resistance isn't our friend.
The offload will reduce the weight, but it comes with a risky trade-off.
My worry at this point is the longer this takes, the more the temperature drops and the harder my job gets.
When a wreck freezes in, the resistance is phenomenal. You're pulling 3 to 4 times the weight of that truck. We needed to get that thing out of before it froze into the ice.
Just cooling down pretty quick.
At the Edenvale Aerodrome.
This thing's amazing. This is just an awesome piece of history.
The Canadian Air and Space Conservancy's newest exhibit has arrived.
It's very fragile.
Now John Allen needs to get it safely unloaded and ready for display.
There's no margin of error. You can't drop it and damage it and just go buy a new one.
Strong it up.
The last thing I want is to drop this thing. You'll see my name in the history books. John Allen destroyed Canadian history here. You know, I don't need that to happen. Our plan is pick up the back end, drop this on the ground, and then pick up the front, pull the trailer out, and then get the front landing gear put in place. I'll keep walking it up bit by bit. You just watch. If you see something going wrong, just trying to bring it up nice and straight. Slowly lifting it. World's biggest kite. Tie a big old steel string to it. Nice windy day, it's gone. Good, this is,
Easy. That's good.
Got this thing up in the air. Thankfully, it came up beautiful.
The trailer is clear.
Good there.
Oh, we're clear. Awesome.
And the Avro has officially landed.
And I think we're done. Plane's sitting on the ground, job's done. And I was just more than happy to be involved in this move.
Thank you, John.
All right. It's a cool feeling to be involved in moving and preserving a piece of Canadian history.
Fingers are cold, aren't they? My toes are.
On County Road 43, northwest of Cornwall,
He's in there pretty good.
the Herb's towing crew is staring down a hard drop in temperature.
This is the race against time. There was a possibility of the truck and trailer freezing right in there.
Turn the wheels.
They can't afford to wait for the offload to finish before hooking up. So Andrew makes the call.
We need to get it out of there ASAP.
Start any accessible rigging now and be ready to pull.
When a tractor trailer is destroyed to this level, a lot of your key components where you would rig originally are destroyed.
Oh!
So when you rig, you got to keep in mind that it's easy to overstress a component and rip it off.
Say one snatch block or two?
One snatch block, one line married, that's just coming out. Master link, married both together. Same thing as Cardinal.
We put a couple of lines on the back of the trailer.
Hold on.
And We had to rig that very carefully.
Bill's 40-ton will pull the rear of the trailer. Zach will use the rotator on the compromised tractor. Together, they'll pull the tanker backwards and straight to the road.
Get your truck set up.
I gotta wait for a milk truck to move from mine.
Okay. As soon as the offload tanker moves out of the way, Zach's first real test will begin.
I want to see where his limits are at, so that's why I put the new kit on the rotator.
Are we almost empty? Hey?
It's empty.
Oh, they're done. So just boom up and take the line out?
Yep.
Okay, so we're ready.
First recovery, and I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie.
Once you start pulling good, make sure both lines are equal between you two. The first strike that Zach is on the controls. I want to make sure that Zach knew what needed to be done.
Both trucks have to work equally, okay?
Okay.
If one gets slack, means the other truck's taking the stress.
Snug it up, Zach.
They got to divide the stress so nobody's eating a bumper in the forehead.
Snug, snug, snug.
I didn't want my rigging to put too much pressure on the winch, snap a line, hurt somebody.
All righty. Okay, give her help. Okay, give her help.
On County Road 43 near Kemptville,
Snug, snug, snug.
rookie Zach Thompson's first heavy recovery is on.
This is my time to shine. My time to prove to Andrew and Bill that I'm learning from what they're teaching me.
Right line. Okay, keep on pulling.
He's like the kid that got called up from juniors. You need to be able to do your job without any flaws. You cannot make a mistake because the rest of the team depends on you.
Zach and Bill need to pull in unison. If Zach gets too far ahead, his rigging could rip free of the compromised tractor.
Billy, stop. Zach, go in.
There's a big element of responsibility there. You gotta bring it out together.
Keep on pulling.
If one's over winching the other, then that truck that's winching over the other one is completely taking 100% of the brunt of the force.
Bring the trailer completely up. Okay, both equal.
It's almost out. Yes, yes, sir.
Grab a chain to the front. We'll swing the front.
Now it's all up to Zach to swing the mangled front end to the road.
Bring the tractor right in.
So there's a lot of pressure on me knowing it was my first big pull. And I think my dad was with me watching down on me and what I'm doing.
You're almost out.
And I know with him being there, it's gonna be okay.
Right there. Okay. Good job, Bubby.
The kid did awesome.
Oh, I love it. It's a dream come true.
He was able to work as a team with Bill to get this thing successfully out of there. It was quite the accomplishment.
Another day in the life at Herbs.
Working for Herbs, it's the dream of a lifetime. I found my forever home here.
I can't feel my toes anymore.
Hot chocolate is waiting.
It's a chaotic scene. It looks like a war zone.
Next port side on heavy rescue 401.
Chain and pull it out.
A fiery crash.
Hey, yo. It's smoking.
Spurs a frantic recovery.
Get out of there!
Ooh, and she broke right in half.
The Ross crew fights.
You get hurt, I'll kill you!
Through freezing rain.
Really?
And a muddy wreck.
Boom down and boom out.
Puts the squeeze on Mitch.
Whoa.